Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. After praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending peace and the prayers upon His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Sheikh is welcoming everyone to this new episode of our Fatwa night or Fatwa live from Mishkah Center. Tonight is the 27th night of Ramadan, and the majority of scholars kind of identify this night as the night of Al-Qadr. So by the end of the sun of today, the night of the 27th is approaching us. Scholars said it's not easy to determine the night of Al-Qadr. They are different in that. Ibn Hajar said that it changes between or rotates between the odd nights of the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Most of the scholars actually they stated that the 27th is the most likely to be the night of Ramadan, but again, every sheikh has some points on that. Sheikh Al Uthaymeen said it changes between the nights. So it might be like in the 21st or the 29th or the 25th or the 23rd, or the 27th. Again, most of the scholars said it's likely more to be on the 27th. So, the change or the rotation, as if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it this way, or has made it this way to make sure that His servants and His slaves, His worshippers, are putting all the effort, are working hard during this last 10 nights of Ramadan, especially the odd nights. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us tawfiq to spend that night or all the other nights in worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the right way. And the best to say in that night is Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. Oh Allah, you are the most forgiven, you love forgiven, so forgive us. This is the night of the 27th. It's your night. Put your effort. Make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make qiyamul layl. Perform qiyamul layl. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to remove the hardship from the people in like the Palestine. Ameen, ameen. Tonight we're gonna actually just go over the night and the next question is about this contest, especially on the virtual So, like, there is a competition or there is a contest online using the virtual world. Somebody might win, somebody might lose. So, this is like points you buy or you sell. So, what is the hukm of selling this kind of points to this con- contestants? So, Sheikh says gambling um, is haram. It always, hurt some people, right? Two sides, one is gonna be winner, the other one is gonna be loser. But if a mediator came in between, so in this case, and you avoid any loss to, for example, somebody's offering like a gift or an award to a contester, right? In this case, it's not haram. It's not haram. But again, I would advise you to protect your time, maintain your time, manage your time. Try to put your time in something good. So, next question. Many of the people living in the West, they cannot buy houses, even with the Islamic finance. So, some of them, they decide to rent a place forever and then invest the money that he would actually pay every month instead of paying that monthly payments for the house. So that's mainly when they reach that retirement, they would have like enough income to cover their renting. So the question is, I'm collecting this money to pay in the future the rent of my apartment, for example. Do I have to pay zakat for that money? Especially if I would have bought a house with that money, I would have never actually paid any zakat. Like the guy the gentleman is asking, how come like it might be halal in one side and maybe haram in the other side? I'm gonna say, oh slave of Allah, every saving money reach that limit and turn one lunar year, it's for sure a money for zakat. What, what, regardless of the reason that you collect this money for, unless or unless you keep that money or you collect this money for an endowment, like some kind of like Islamic or Shari endowment. Even if you gather or you save some money for Hajj, well, after 1 year, you couldn't even make Hajj or perform a Hajj. You didn't, but the money has, like reached the limit of zakat, the minor limit to pay zakat, right? And there is 1 year you have to pay zakat for that money. And remember, the Prophet ﷺ said the the sadaqah is not gonna reduce your money or your. And Sheikh is saying, well, you know, it's always 2.5%. Have you ever seen any country or any policy pay or charge people only 2.5%? So Sheikh says if you make an income of $1 million and you spend the $1 million, your zakat is zero. So it's the justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala between their servants or their people. So and they cannot pay or they do not pay unless they meet this criteria, which is actually called the nisab. The nisab is the minimum limit of money or saving money that you have to pay zakat for. Say a lady saying, "Oh, Sheikh, I am 40 years old. I have some problems in the back and neck. So I use like laser sessions to fix that. It's like 5 sessions." So is it jaiz that a specialist do this kind of sessions because I'm not capable of running that on myself? Like she's trying to do that on her own. So she actually didn't mean like the pain in the neck or the, it's actually to remove the hair, like the facial hair or the body hair or whatever. Sheikh says, well, to cover the aura, what the private parts, for example, is wajib. It is among the best that you would do, the best or the most beautiful customs, especially with women. And it's jaiz when it's a necessity, when it's one of the essential needs, for example. Like a physician can look at the patient regardless of a male or a female if there is necessity for that, because that's a patient and there is a physician, right? So the physician can see or can help that patient if he or she must see that patient regardless of the female or female. So Sheikh says, unless there is a necessity for that, like there is no need. Like a physician, it's better to have like a female physician to, go and treat a female patient and a man for a man, right? That's again the default. So the woman should go to a female physician if she cannot find. So a Muslim physician. So a non-Muslim female physician. So if that is not available, so a Muslim male physician. If that not available, so a non-Muslim male physician. And the other side, just the same, with changing like the the lady also can, or the man can also be seen by a man, and then you follow the same order. So based on what we just cleared on here, like it's not jais for this physician to remove the private hair of that lady unless there is like a necessity for that, and she should actually try other ways to do this one. You know, she can find like some like machines or tools to do that. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. I'm in uh, uh, I'm in vacation from my job, my governmental job. So the government actually they force me to pay the insurance. It's like twin. It's like 22,000 Egyptian pound. So currently I apply for a company. She support like the small business projects. I work as a trainer in the human resources in business administration, and so for a long time I cannot find this kind of job, and then I refuse to work with banks because I feel like they have like uh, you know there is always like some like issues with banking. Sheikh says, well, it's known that the haram of the bank business is whatever has a relationship with or regarding the credit. But the other stuff are still, under the word shubha, is it in between. You don't know if it's halal or haram. And Amja has published an article about working in banks. You know, they put like if you just check that website, Amja online.org. So number one in that article, like again, uh, it's not mashru' to work in any bank that use any riba. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has cursed those who actually deal with riba. But if you cannot find any other job, so you can work in these places where halal and haram are mixed, as long as you do not touch that haram by yourself and try to put your effort, put your best or do your best to stay away from the haram things until you find another job. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. I was going for Umrah and I used the restroom just before I go to the miqat. So I found like a brown color in the paper towel or the towel. So I've been taking for 2 days. I've been taking this kind of pills to postpone the period, and then I also took like two before suhoor. Should I make ghusl and I complete that umrah? Sheikh says, well, you have to make sure that the blood is over and then you are fully tahir now. So if you are in that case, just make ghusl and then complete your umrah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from you and from us all the good deeds. And jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum. Sheikh is actually making dua for may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the reward or give us the reward tonight. Again, it is the most likely to be the as ulama said, the 27th of the night of the 27th. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to worship Him, to pray for Him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us in this night to do all the goodness, act of worship, a good word, a good sadaqah, whatever is good. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to do that. Oh Allah, help our brothers and sisters in Palestine, in the surrounding of Baytul Maqdis, around the Masjid Aqsa. Oh Allah, the greatest, help them give them victory over those who, you know, treated them with injustice, killed them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this month be the month that we get forgiven and our deeds are accepted. Ameen, ameen, ameen. All the prayers and peace are upon His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.